Hello, I'm a go with the crown, and I am not a hippie, I just sound like I smoke weed. Meet the sniper. Looked cool, huh? Well, that is because he is one of the 9 playable mercs in my all-time favourite FPS, Team Fortress 2. I wouldn't say this number is bias, I prefer to call it experience. With multiple varying objectives to play, the mercenaries in question each have a role to play. But the game gives you the freedom to achieve that role however you want. For example, Scout is a kill-based class designed around high up-close burst damage and rushing objectives. You can achieve this through your primary scattergun, or being an absolute a-hole by making them bleed by the gallon using butchering utensils and glass bowls. Bonus points if they try to retreat but die while running. Demo Man is a projectile-based class with high damage explosives and amazing crowd control. You could clear swarms of enemies with an already unhealthy amount of explosives, or decapitate everyone by using a claymore sword and steamroll them by running faster than the Usain Bolt. You can do this and whatever the hell this is. My point is, changing even the slightest of weapon choices can drastically change your approach to situations you once deemed elementary. One minute you could be excelling at one idea and then the next you ditch those principles in favour of a more unique playstyle. Like, I'm meant to be supporting my team here, but I am killing everything. But back to Sniper. There isn't a whole lot to change here. He's a sniper. He has a gun that's meant to shoot people far away. It's hard to change a class that has their entire role summarized in the name. Well, that was until the Huntsman was introduced. Or, when I use it, the cunt. This weapon changed Sniper from hit scan to projectile based, as you can charge an arrow by holding mouse 1 and then shooting it by letting go. Very modern stuff nowadays, I know, but who cares? This was 2009, fucking Angry Birds was considered revolutionary. But back to the topic of interest, the Huntsman changes so much yet so little of the ordinary Sniper playstyle. You can still headshot, you can still quickscope, and still completely snuff out Ubers, only not as conventionally as you would think. There are even situations where it's slightly better than any rifle you can choose. Well, that's if it's a new moon. See, this is brilliant, but I like this. Sure, it's sometimes janky, RNG based, and hey, maybe even a little rewarding for all the wrong reasons.
That's quite big.
But it's fun. And if you ask me, that is exactly what TF2 is. With an idea so simple, I would argue that the Huntsman is one of the greatest fits for TF2 with good game design. So, what happens if we use bad game design mixed with the exact same firing style and make it another war crime waiting to happen? For those who don't play TF2 regularly, you might not be familiar with what I'm talking about straight up. But for those who are like me and know full well, oh yeah, it's classic. The Classic is a sniper unlockable that completely changes the way you play Sniper by not changing the way you play Sniper. On that note, I'd like to mention the Sniper reloads it like this. Where is the bolt valve? Where is it? The stats here are pretty cryptic at first glance. Charging and firing shots are independent to zoom in exchange to not being able to headshot unless fully charged. And also 10% less damage on body shot, but we'll get back to that later. The description is, to be put bluntly, arse. So to understand this, you must know what the stock sniper rifle does. A typical sniper rifle requires you to scope in with the right click. This meter will slowly rise the longer you're scoped in and indicates the damage of the shot. A max charge will do 150 damage on body shot, but headshots do critical hits with a 3 times damage multiplier. Headshots only apply if you are scoped in to avoid CSGO like rollouts. Got that? Okay, now try to explain to me what the hell is going on here.
Say goodbye to your kneecaps, chucklehead!
This gun goes literally everything against what normal sniper rifles do. First things first, shooting. Scoping in does not start the charge. Right now this feature serves as an impractical telescope. Instead, to get a shot ready, you must hold down mouse 1. Can you see why I named my strange classic this? This laser on the top of the gun indicates you have a shot primed and ready, but for some reason the positioning of the laser can be a little off. After approximately 3 seconds, a little will go off indicating it is fully charged and can now headshot. That's right, this is a Splatoon splat charger done before it was cool. The charger part being the firing style and the splat being the cloud of mist they leave behind. Like, come on. I don't know how they exploded, but that's pretty fucking cool. One neat perk to this firing style is now that tunnel vision is a lot less impactful.
Uh-oh.
So yes, as someone who is dedicated for hard focusing one person, I sure can see a lot around me. Remember kids, look both ways before you cross.
Oh, hello!
Oh no, that scout is coming to get me. Oh god, is at a distance where scoping in for a quick scope might be a little too late, especially for my skill level. He caught by one blind spot and it's too late to run. I'm cornered. What on earth do I do? Who am I kidding? That's right, noscope MLG is back, baby. Charging and firing is stated to be independent of scoping, so why would we need it to register headshots? Instead of I came, I saw and I conquered, I kinda just conquered, then came. Hipster-based firing is not something I'd expect from a class all about pinpoint accuracy, yet here we are killing high health targets with bullets of the highest caliber. Being able to see more than just a fisheye lens for self-defense is incredible and can sometimes even straight up deny enemy pushes. Not to mention the potential flicks this thing has. Okay, granted, it does give you a better view of the target, but at the same time, this is a perfect accuracy hit scan weapon, scoped in or not. Last time I checked, you have 2 eyes. Why would you close one to be slightly better? See, look, I just got this guy all lined up and then I shoot his... head? Yeah, we should probably talk about this now. Sniper's main form of DPS is headshots, and to take that away under a status condition is a very interesting choice, to say the least. It takes around 3.5 seconds to fully charge any conventional sniper rifle with no penalties in the first place. But anytime from the get-go, you can still triple the damage output with a good old-fashioned trick shot. However, this classic right here is not fully charged, therefore, this is not a head. It's just a body with an extra limb, and by that logic, if it's not a headshot, then it's a body shot. And with this stat around, say it with me, if the shot ain't meant, take off 10%. But here's the funny part, I don't think this stat matters at all in the slightest. A normal uncharged body shot does 50 damage on a stock sniper. Subtract 10% and that's 45 damage, including a little bit of shot delay. The delay isn't usually your fault, but it's rather because of the split second of your finger being on the mouse counts as a hold, not a click. This weapon is a glorified carpal tunnel enhancer. I would know. Parker uses it. Okay, so this isn't a huge margin of change, but as we know, well, I would hope you would know, the higher the number, the more drastic a percent decrease is. This body shot with a stock sniper at full charge one-shots the scout with 150 damage, yes? Now, if I were to do a full charge body shot with the classic, it would... still instantly kill the scout. Why is this change here? Okay, yes, I understand this would be broken if I could zone an entire map's worth of ground with 150 damage, but there is still only a 15 damage difference here. Heavies get spooked, soldiers, medics, pyros and demos leave the place in crutches, and light classes go through almost all states of matter in one click. Here they are as a solid, here they are as a liquid, and here they are as a gas. This gun literally adds the words shell and shock into shell shock and still manages to give it a new meaning. How can we stop this inhumane source of massacre? Ah shit, my kill streak got ended by... Yeah, there is a very hidden stat on this thing. Every sniper has a primary form of scoping, and while scoping, there is a speed debuff applied.
Billie Jean, watch this moonwalk.
This is to insinuate that the sniper is keeping steady so he can aim. Here is a sniper's normal speed unscoped. Most people would call this walking. Here is an aiming Huntsman speed. Here is a scoped in sniper rifle of any variety. And here is a charging classic. To say this is a little drastic is an understatement. It doesn't help that your reliable source of damage not only relies on a 3-second wind-up time, but also slows you down to a crawl. Shimmy shimmy yeah, shimmy yeah. Drink, swallow. Speaking of snipers, counter-sniping. In the army, counter-sniping is a job where you must kill the enemy sniper with one of your own snipers. Usually in Team Fortress 2, it's a battle of the more aware player, or even the first to respond. But when a classic sniper is in the fray, it's a matter of praying your opponent is worse than you. Some aiming techniques for sniper can be identified as flicking, tracking, and planting, which are all valid aiming strategies. But a small upside we have is that we move at a different speed, so it could throw them off with their aiming. A huge part of knowing when to fire is knowing when, why, and how a person is going to be there. So now that we move at a slower pace, surely their muscle memory would throw them off. See, the joke is that it looks like we aren't moving at all. I swear, unless enemy snipers don't notice me, it's almost always a death sentence. And me standing a chance implies that I can hit the shot.
Holy fuck!
And half the time the snipers aren't even noticed before you die. Not only that, half the reason people use the classic is to have an unmagnifying view, but what they fail to consider is that it's a trade-off for seeing things accurately from far away. Here, I am scoping in on this guy, and I am fairly certain I am going to hit this headshot. And I do. Now let's take the same situation without the scope. Tell me, am I going to hit this shot? Apparently not. It's so infuriating to lose to normal people when you're using something you think is amazing. Am I really a sniper if I can't hit shit from far away? In fact, while we're at it, is this weapon even any good? The kills I'm getting with this is very satisfying, but I could also do it with anything else. Firing this weapon is so awkward. I can barely see results. Why am I handicapping myself? Why am I missing all these shots? And why am I even trying? There are many answers to these questions, some we might not even know the answer to. So let's just focus on this question. Is there any way to get past our downsides? Well, yes. In fact, there is. Stop comparing your choices to the best choice and make best choices out of your choice. If you don't understand what I mean, well, allow me to point it out for you.
Guts and glory, lads! Let's get to work.
Just use it as a sniper rifle, dipshit. This gun is still a sniper rifle at heart. It has a scope, you can still see through it. I cannot even comprehend the amount of people that use the scope as a means to estimate how long until the charge is full. People is me, by the way. While charging a shot, you can still look at the charge meter if you use your scope. Sometimes when I look through the lens, I feel like I'm checking a poker hand on high stakes. Sometimes you can go all in, sometimes you can fold, and sometimes you bust. But at the end of the day, it still functions as a scope. At close to mid-range combat, I now have a shot that can get me out of a pickle. But at long ranges, I still have the fundamentals of a sniper, just in a different way to what I usually do. Or should I say, as people usually do. Everyone keeps dunking on the classic as if it's a shitty meme weapon, which I can understand. But sniper is described as a weak at close range class, and I'm winning interactions in a near instant. I know that you can quickscope in situations like this, but I cannot mimic a fraction of the raw skill sniper mains have. Yet here I am, popping heads left, right, center, and you know what? Sometimes even in the air. So let's think about it. If this weapon allows me to be better at something I was originally bad at, and yet still keep my tricks of trade,
God save the Queen!
Is it really a downgrade? Alright, look, no matter how many compliments, negatives, or even tech I give on the Classic, I am very much aware it is not the absolute best sniper primary out there. Hell, if someone wanted to ask for consistency, I would hands down recommend something that's not the Classic. But when has Team Fortress 2 ever been consistent? Random crits can smite people from the other side of the map, hit registration can sometimes be as fair as a way to die, and we've been waiting for a major update longer than Silksong. Enough said in that department. This weapon is not just in Team Fortress 2, it is Team Fortress 2. The core idea of a concept is still there and enjoyable. The downsides just so happen to be there as well. But hey, we sometimes have workarounds. In a less metaphorical sense, a lot of quote-unquote overpowered weapons have a stigma that those who use them have no skill, which yes, is sometimes the case. But if you were to use that weapon in a very raw, skill-based manner, it doesn't matter, you're still getting called a slur. The Classic does not have this identity. When people are dominated by this weapon, it's not on the user, it's on them. And I don't know about you, but there isn't a single historical event that fills me with as much honour as seeing a newbie switch to the Classic because they saw me do well with it. So with all that said and done, why the hell am I telling you this? Don't let other opinions easily change yours. At the end of the day, what is worth someone's opinion if they haven't tried what you are doing? Even if they have, that doesn't subtract from what you can do. You can be influenced by others to refine your ideals, but it's your choice to make. But please just know there is a very thick line on what's okay and what's not, alright? So don't perceive everything as a downgrade. Wait a little bit and who knows, maybe you'll eventually see it as an upgrade. I also find it cool how Sniper can magically reload it despite it not having a bolt!
Yeah.
Oh, I'll spawn a Ford.
Oh, stop spawning shit. Spawn one more thing and I sweat up.